Today is 5th of December, market opened positive and there was strong initial upward move. However, in the afternoon, selling set in and eventually trade off high, up 20.3820. Notice the volume is actually quite low. This is a sign of weakness. We do expect pullback from here. In any case, the two previous sections, notice markets was not able to close well. This also indicate lack of strength. So pullback from here is not unexpected. Our immediate resistance is today intraday high here of 3842. Supports remain at this level here at 3766. Now it will be important if the market can actually hold above 3800. That will be a positive sign, and eventually we look for it to continue its upward move. Let's take a look at the US markets. This is S&P 500 on the weekly charts. Now after this brief pullback, managed to actually continue to move up. This is up to yesterday, which is Wednesday. So there are 2 more days to go. Tomorrow itself, Friday, will be likely to be jittery because of the non-farm payroll. It's likely to actually influence the Federal Reserve actions going forward. Nevertheless, it is actually a positive development. Eventually, we do have a resistance at this level here. This is the upper channel line at about 6002, which is a short distance away. Now, on a short-term basis, Nasdaq appeared to be much stronger. This is quite evident from the strong bar here. So at least we see a range expansion compared to S&P 500, which trade a very small bar. So likely to actually continue to move upwards. So on a long-term basis, actually the trend is still remain intact. Next, I'd like to actually take a look at the 10-year yield. This is important as its impact on the equity markets. If you notice, last week itself we have a gap down and there's a follow through. Currently it's trading below the 1326 SMA, and yesterday itself we see the rejection of high, so that's indicated some resistance over here, likely to actually continue to move downwards. Now weakening of the yields is a positive thing for the equity markets, particularly the REITs and capital intensive industry, for example Capital Corps, Sembcorps and the like. So let's turn back our attentions on our local markets. Now this is DBS, quite similar to STI. Obviously the banks constitute a large percentage of the weightage in the STI. Here we see a long-dated doji. Pretty obvious, the rejection of high, likely to actually pull back from here, and during a pullback we like to look for setup. Now mentioned previously, if you happen to be trading on the weekly charts, this is a big dipper breakout, so just observe your stop loss accordingly. OCBC trading a sideways bar. This is a contraction setup. Bar high here is at 1660. UOB stage a breakout today. The volume is not very impressive though, but remember this is a weekly charts. By the end of Friday, we would like to see at least trade above the 10-day average. We certainly do not want to trade below the previous week volume. Nevertheless, this is considered positive developments. So if you actually look at the 3 bank stocks, DBS appears to be the stronger of the 3. On the daily charts, as mentioned before, UOB actually map out a ascending triangle and they look for a break on the upside. NGX, after the strong move, it began to consolidate, and this is all we have seen so far. And today there was an attempt at this resistance, but somehow was not able to actually close well. So that's indicate this is a significant resistance to look out for. So whatever the case may be, it is still currently a small dipper setup. We look for a decisive break above the high of 1309. Now we discussed Debrief for quite some time, and the stocks appeared to have weakened. It was trading within a channels, and if you take a look, so what happened was that actually it has broken the trend line, So we have experienced a throwback. But you just have to be mindful. It's certainly not a stocks to short at this point in time because of the strong market sentiments. These are the major moving averages, in particular this 50 days moving average will provide some kind of support. So notice the major moving average is actually going up. And if you were to take a look at the weekly charts, so the pullback may be temporarily. Whatever the case, we need to observe this level here. And it is important at about 244, 245. It is important that this support actually hold. Otherwise, the bet is off for this stocks. So we are hoping that actually this stock maybe stage a reversal and combine a new trend. So this pullback itself appears to be quite threatening. Jardine Cycle and Carriage. Continue its upward move and managed to actually take out this resistance. Today it traded a reversal bar on very low volume. This is a good sign. Look for pullback, look for new setups to go long. Likewise for JMH. Very strong upward move. Look for pullback, look for new setups to go long. Hong Kong Land. This stock was actually consolidating after this very strong upward move. So it's consolidating, and today we see some strong action, but by and large you can see the flattened 13 is indications of lack of momentum. It is actually not trending, so we got to wait for the consolidation to complete. But we can actually look at this intermediate resistance level. This is at about 475. Breaking this will be positive. Mentioned in the previous videos, there are some action from time average, managed to actually take out this resistance quite convincingly. Notice a series of bull bar followed by a pullback. This is a big dipper setup. 2 bar comeback high here is at 595. Keppel Corp. Now these are stocks that actually weakened quite significantly but managed to recover. So it has very strong inverse correlations with the US 10-year Treasury yield. At this point in time here, we do have very nice setup. This is a contraction setup. Sorry, a small dipper setup. Bar high here is at 690. Sembcorp. Now this stock has we see a couple of wild swing. If you notice actually over here we have very strong rally, and after a period of sideways move we have actually equally strong directional move on the downside. Before it's consolidating again, it began to actually chart upwards. Like the look for pullback from here. Now remember, this is the longest range and on higher volume, likely to actually pull back. The convenient place to pull back at the resistance level, and if the quality of pullback is good, we like to actually look for a break on the upside. By and large, this is not really a fantastic stock to trade because of the on the longer term it's actually in a trading range. Citron. This stock is consolidating, is pretty quite evident from the crisscrossing of the 1326 SMA. So again, we like to actually wait for it to complete its consolidation and eventually look for a decisive break above the resistance here of 215.